Hi folks, this is Adrian Zluchik, CMT Charter Market Technician. Some people know me as CryptoBirb, and I'm here actually in the very office of our partner project, of our new partner. So congratulations to you gentlemen on the partnership. We're talking about Chain for Energy, C4E, and there are a lot of interesting topics, about the DePINs, right? About the overall green energy driven narratives that are coming also from the European regulations. The combination of this carbon footprint and cryptocurrencies, is definitely intensifying. Those are the latest trends. There's an overall regulatory pressure as well to try to quantify the carbon footprints to make projects as clean as possible. Well, this is exactly what takes us into today's office to Greg and to Dominic of Chain for Energy. How are you feeling today?
It's very good, very nice day. It's shiny outside, so it's the morning. It's a kind of breakfast, so
Exactly.
Yeah, it's really cool. Thanks for coming here, guys, and pleasure to host you here in our office. So you have a chance to see our team, what we are doing. So
we know already that we have very good baristas in the office.
Yeah, Dominic is the best in that.
I just like to do it.
I take it. There are so many videos I've seen, about the baristas basically taking 15 minutes or 20 minutes just to prepare one cup of coffee, right?
Yeah.
One espresso, and it's crazy. It's crazy. How long you've been doing that, by the way?
It's like basically it's something what we have brought to the office because we really enjoy the good coffee here, and I think that everyone here can do such kind of specific kind of coffee for because we are doing by daily basis, and that's why the equipment is suitable for this kind of purpose, and it's quite important. But of course, a good coffee is the grapes are extremely important.
Correct.
And there is easier to maintain such extra because if you have this automatic and you are leaving that for the weekend or holiday, then you are coming back and you don't know what is inside.
Yeah. I'm doing everything manual, prepare every part of doing this kind of coffee, making this coffee special.
So the short videos that lasted 15 minutes are true, right? About preparations.
Yeah.
And the multi-compartment, basically kind of like multi-element equipments. So coffee energy, right?
Yeah.
So this is a little bit of a leading introduction right there. Correct. That's how I get energy. That's how I also, like I said, get the chance to learn more about C4E, right? Because, well, from my perspective, right, I make a lot of mistakes. I've been wrong thousands of times about the anticipations, about the predictions. At times I get lucky, and I win. However, keeping the losses short and just managing the risk is something that is applicable not only in trading, it's applicable in the business, right? And that is by having the right purpose, right? Having the right purpose in a project is what defines, again, the mission, the vision is something that attracts investors. So the question to you, gentlemen, is why does C4E exist?
Because we believe that we are at the verge of huge transformation in energy market, going from the centralized to decentralized energy sources. And the Web3 technology, which is by default decentralized, is perfect fit for this approach. And we spotted that having our experience from the businesses which we have, we understood that we can deliver something what is meaningful, and we are building use cases which are solving real problems using Web3 technology. And at some point, we understood that we are part of huge narrative, which is right now extremely hot, is DePIN. And we are building DePIN platform in the Cosmos ecosystem for energy use cases, for mobility use cases, other use cases in the future, because we want to build ecosystem for different DePIN kind of projects who needs different modules, and they don't have to build them themselves. We can offer them in our ecosystem, and it's what is as well important that this is in the Web3 mindset. So we implemented DAO. We have live governance. So everyone who joins our ecosystem can be part of this movement.
Mm-hmm. I take it. Okay. So I asked the question why, right? That kind of like is what inspires people first of all to get attracted to a project. This is what
I
explains
went
the
too far.
value. No, that makes sense. That's a very good answer, right?
Because it was hard to split that.
That's a very good answer. I take it still. You know. So speaking about the what right now, right? So what does Chain for Energy stand for, right? You mentioned ecosystem platform about the pins in the Atom Cosmos ecosystem. So why Atom? Why Cosmos? Why the pins?
So maybe let me as well take this part. And quite often we have this question: why Cosmos, not another token on Ethereum layer 2 right now? Solana is hot. Even we were considering build our project on Terra Luna. Back then, remember, in Poland everyone was expert in Terra Luna at some point. But we asked ourselves, what is crucial from the perspective of use cases we are building, like for energy, which is, it's after food is energy is the next crucial resource. So having such something that in mind, we knew that we have to build something what is supporting high SLA, and having token on some platform where you have to fight for block space is challenging. It couldn't be achieved, and that's why we said, okay, we need to have full control. And then we've seen at that time Polkadot ecosystem. They have as well very good stack substrate, and Cosmos SDK gives a lot of flexibility, and we knew that it's the best tech which we can use. And taking into account that we can utilize and currently utilizing IBC, interblockchain communication, which is the best communication protocol which I know, gives access to other DeFi protocols, NFT marketplace, and so on and so on. And so you have freedom and flexibility, sovereignty. So in our case, it was the best choice, I would say.
Also, what's worth to mention, in my opinion, that Cosmos is a very innovative ecosystem. It's always trying to be at the front again when compared to other ecosystems, and it's also combined for very wise and highly skilled good engineers, very techy. But at the end, it gives also huge value. We can see. Looking into, as an example, for other projects like Celestia, like Osmosis, this project always building and doing innovative things, and that was also very one of significant advantage and parameter that we take into account.
Yeah, thanks, Dominic. I have a question to you, right? It's about the pins, because knowing that you're very proficient in the field. Why should anyone care about the DePIN right now?
Like, we have started this project in the end of 2021. It was like the peak of the last bull market, I would say. And we have seen that at this stage of the market, it's early. It was early even from the perspective of the finance aspect, right? It was also some risky narrative. It's changed right now because we have this ETF, BTC, etc. And now is discussion about of Ethereum. But we have seen that it's time to start to think about real world use cases, right? So the DePIN is one of the concepts like real world assets and DePIN in these real world use cases that are really bringing this Web3 aspect, technology, and concept to the real life, to the real business. Of course, even in DePIN, this is still very early because we are in the next bull market. Like the DePIN project is some narrative that was basically we can see that it's getting hotter and hotter, and we see the attention of everyone, because I believe that from the end of the last bull market, people was starting to think about it. There was no name for this. Basically, when we started this project, we didn't use this narrative. We really focus on the only on energy. It's in our name. But our long-term vision is a DePIN platform, because we see that there's a huge space in this area that basically allows other funders to build their solution on this kind of platform, that basically giving you reusable building modules and not necessary to spend time on this, right? Focus on the real use case and building the real business use case.
Have you ever watched, there is a series on different country renditions of The Office?
Yeah, of course.
The Office, right? Michael Scott. There was an accountancy, I think, discussion they were having, and in the scene, and Michael asked, I think Oscar was to explain to me like I'm 5, right? So Greg, explain to me DePINs like I'm 5.
I'm using, maybe it's not like 5, but I believe that it will be easier to understand, because right now everyone is using Uber, almost everyone, and so it's easy going. So you as a user, you want to have the best user experience. On the other hand, there are drivers who are either offering own cars, or there are kind of fleets, and so they are in the partner group. And at the end of the day, there is Uber company behind, and this the most important for the Uber is to has the biggest market and then the biggest revenue. Once they have monopoly, so they will try to squeeze the market. In DePIN, I would say we can build Uber 2.0, that you have ownership of this ecosystem, of protocol, of platform, by having tokens or NFTs, whatever, and you can contribute actively to bootstrap whole network. I can give you an example later on about EV charging, how we think about that. And the revenue which comes to the ecosystem is shared between stakeholders.
Okay.
And you having token, and if there is DAO governance behind that, you have rights to vote. And this is the in my opinion, concept which will change the way how new businesses protocols are built. And we see such movement, like example, Helium Mobile, where how they are building the next gen operator, community driven. But you, even as a user, you can buy a router and offer coverage and earn money on that, money or token on that, and pay with this token for your bill. And in our case, if we take into account EV Chargera product, the concept is straightforward. So you can buy charger which can be easily connected to Chargera network. We are supporting different protocols and start offering charging service. And you as a driver, you want to charge your car as easy as possible, as cheap as possible. But for EV chargers right now, the most important is if I'm going anywhere, I want to charge my car. Nevertheless, what is the price? I want to charge, like staying 1 hour on the parking place, or over the night in Airbnb, booking, and so on. And there is some problem, because it's really hard to do go to market. Not having big funds, but having the concept of the DePIN that you can incentivize. Currently, we see that in any Web3 project, we are giving airdrop, and people are excited about. In DePIN, you can incentivize people, early adopters, for bootstrapping network, and then you have the network effect that you are increasing density of chargers, and then user experience is higher. If user experience is higher, then we have more drivers. If we have more drivers, we have more revenue to the protocol. If we have more revenue to the protocol, we can incentivize, protocol is incentivizing hosts, and so on and so on. And this is the DePIN flywheel, which I believe is the best concept right now in the crypto. You are not giving crypto for free. You have positive feedback loop in this tokenomics.
I like what Craig you said about this Uber, because the Uber, if we are not focused on the services they are providing, we're basically providing transport services. But this kind of mechanism is replicable in other businesses. Right? We also had to build some kind of network of the drivers that basically providing the service. They have to intensify it. They have to have funds to build this, and have to create the process to share revenue from this kind of service, right? But this is a centralized company inside, so everyone dependent. So the DePIN is the centralization of this kind of organization, and basically providing this kind of services to manage this construction in the more, I would say, democratic and accessible way for different kind of investors.
Yeah, we touched upon EV charging, right? So how is the EV charging accounted for? Let's say now there's a charger, right? Is the actual entire accountancy of this energy spent and so on somehow accounted with the C4E token? Is that, like, how is that accounted?
A good question, because actually sometimes where people, actually maybe not sometimes, very often people who are bidding anything in Web3 space, they are thinking purely from token perspective. We did proof of concept last year, actually that's more or less the same time, in Mińsk Mazowiecki, one of Polish city. It was the project led by a BMW Foundation, and we did EV charging using C4E token. And based on that, we did market research, and the most important topic for drivers, people who are using the product, they said, we don't understand this token, what's going on. We want to pay for charging service in fiat, just like that. And then we started to think, okay, how we can redesign product to enable this the most wanted feature, fiat payment, and we did it. And just maybe because I touched one point, but in Chargera, actually we are adding to any charger the payment and settlement layer in fiat as well in tokens. So you as a driver, if you are crypto geek, you can decide you want to pay with your ETH, C4E, or any other token. But in most cases, when you want to have mass adoption, we have to enable fiat payment.
True. So there's utility in the token, right? Let's talk about the value. Now, I'm a newcomer investor, right? Imagine that's actually true. I'm a newcomer investor, right? And I'm eager to learn about why should I put my money in your token versus, for instance, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, anything else. What's the value for the investors?
The value is, so there are many aspects, but the most important is that the token has value accrual mechanism, which I explained before, related to the network growth, because in those hosts who are offering, for instance, charging service in the future, and next project which we have in our roadmap is DGAP, where we are tracking green energy production, and people will have energy trackers. So this is another kind of DePIN device which can be connected to our network in the future. But let's focus on EV charging, which is the most tangible right now. And if there is charger, I would say you have two roles. host who is offering the charging service, like parking place owner or Airbnb owner and so on, and miner. The miner is the guy who owns actually NFT representing this physical device on the blockchain. And the protocol is rewarding people by offering good quality charging service, like good location. If people actually are charging, they have good feedback from drivers and so on and so on. They are let's say, collecting kind of feedback rating. And if you want to earn more on this charger, you should stake more C4E tokens. So this is the natural mechanism, because we want to have from our perspective as a proof of stake protocol, because we have layer 1 blockchain. It's not token on any layer 1 blockchain. We are layer 1 blockchain. So the more tokens we have staked, the higher security we have. So from our perspective, we will reward more people who are staking more. The other mechanism is that we have already customers who are paying for service, and if they want to have discount on product like energy communities, bidding platform, they should stake tokens. So this is actually the main mechanism. On the other hand, we have revenue stream, like drivers are paying for service, so fraction of this payment is distributed amongst stakeholders like miners, stakers. We are adding tokens to liquidity to build huge liquidity behind the project. And so on and so on.
Okay, and there's an IDO coming up, right?
Yes, like I would even touch the subject in a more generative way, because like Chargera is a very good example of the DePIN use case built on the DePIN platform, right? So basically we have two types of actors, the consumers and the providers. And the concept is to bootstrap the network of providers and also intensify the network of consumers, right? So this is the place where this token plays the role. First of all, the consumers have to somehow control the quality of the service that is provided by the host, and in the opposite way, the hosts have to be rewarded for providing the service. This is the working flying wheel of the DePIN, and this is where the C4E mechanism is. As Greg said, we are a layer 1 blockchain that basically is based on depots. We are upchain of the Cosmos, what we have said here. So this is also the token that is required to basically secure all the transaction. And we have like an obvious mechanism, staking, burning, and rewarding the validators. We have a very nice network that is worth to mention. It's a mainnet with 75 validators all around the world. So it's really working layer 1 blockchain already.
Correct. Okay, and let's move on and talk about your quarter plans, right? Because we are talking about, well, we just come off like quarter 1, quarter 2 time flies super fast. You know, there is quarter 3 vacation time coming up, and you have an IDO as well, right? Down the pipeline. So let's talk about your plans. Let's talk about the IDO and what's coming.
Yeah, actually, we are right now in the fundraising. We are very advanced in private and seed round pools. Still left some space, but seems will be fulfilled quite soon. And then we have IDO, which we are planning to handle. I don't want to say here when exactly, but we are really close. And then after 1 or 2 weeks, we will have a listing simultaneously at DEX and SEX to give opportunity to investors to take the action on where they want to do that. Once we accomplish those very important events from the project perspective, we want to focus on other topics related to the product development.
So we've touched upon many topics today, right? We talked about blockchain decentralization, DePINs, the GEPs, right? Decentralized green energy proofs, about the EV charging, about the whole accountancy, how it may be also accounted for, and securing the network with the C4E token. Now, what's the one accomplishment that you as a Chain4Energy, as a company, want to accomplish this year?
We have said a lot here, but I think that the big event is the listing. This is maybe not one, and the second one is starting first the use case working on a DePIN platform is charger. This is like a two. I cannot squeeze to the one because this is something what basically are in a planet on the roadmap, mostly done. We do not surely plan to be silent after the listing. So now fundraising, IDO, listing, it's a Q2. Q3, Q4, we want to really increase the visibility and revenue from the charger.
I take it. There is an overall, again, tendency, me as a market technician person, I take a look at the trends, right? I track those behavioral trends. The trends tell us that, we are in the good place. Basically, we've been in a good place with good opportunities for blockchain, and such happens to be C4E, Chain4Energy. So for everybody who's new in the audience, for everybody who's just getting started with Chain4Energy, with C4E, where they have to search for the information, where can they search you?
It's our website. This is the first point where you can meet it. We have very intensive and visible, in my opinion, the social media. So we have Twitter, we have Telegram and Discord. So our community and our project is highly responsive. We really invite everyone to have a conversation with us. We believe with direct contact and quality information we are keen to provide to everyone who is interested. I hope that we can put all the links.
We will. We will. We actually will include all the links that Dominic has just mentioned in the description, in the video description to this particular video AMA session. And that's actually, coming to wrap. And I want to welcome and invite everybody to give our partners a follow. Chain4Energy. Literally, this is @chain with a 4 with digit energy. Chain4Energy. Give them a follow because this is about the decentralized DePIN blockchain layer. On its own interesting topic, and there's so much more to be said, perhaps in the coming episodes and the next session. So I want to welcome the closing remarks from your end. Is there anything else that you guys want to leave our audience with?
I want to say just one thing. So thank you very much for inviting us to your team. This partnership with Birkness is something what we are counting on, and we believe that we can do amazing stuff together. Thank you very much, Adrian, Łukasz. It's a great job and beginning of something meaningful.
That's correct. That's correct. Thank you, Dominic, as well. And there is a lot to be said in the coming episodes, in the coming sessions as well, because having such great partners forces us as the Birbness as well to move beyond our boundaries and learn more about the centralized DePIN blockchain solutions by Chain4Energy, who are our partners. I've been your host, Adrian Zdunczyk, CMT Charter Market Technician, and this is the end of the session. Thank you.